Okay, Sport D Song listeners, the next part of the podcast, we are pleased to welcome the English middleweight champion, Brad PAULS, to the podcast. Brad, welcome to the podcast. How are you?
I'm very good. Cheers. Thanks for having me, boys. I'm all good.
Yeah, no worries, Brad. Brad, before we go into the upcoming fight, which is a belter, by the way, I just wanted to sort of say well done. We spoke briefly after the Tyler Denny fight, and we were talking about how you were jumping straight back in, straight back on the small hall, and then within a blink of an eye, you've picked up the English title and got a British title shot. So fair play to you, man.
Yeah. I'm not one to dwell on the loss, and I had a few things I had to implement in my camp, so I thought I'd just get busy. Not getting any younger, so let's get moving.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely, Brad. If we look at that English title fight that you went straight into, it was some fight against Mitchell Frierson, and it was a performance that, okay, we have seen from Brad PAULS before, but you were extremely patient and level-headed in that fight, wasn't you?
Yeah, I knew I had more experience than Mitchell, and I had to sort of take my time and take him into the later rounds and sort of apply my game plan. But yeah, I felt a lot better in that fight. I think the nutritionist really, really helped me with my energy levels. And yeah, just trying to use what I learned from the Denny fight. So yeah, always learning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead, Alex.
No, go on, mate.
Yeah, so obviously Nathan Heaney next, off the back of his own, great performance against Denzel Bentley. I know there was a lot of respect between you two at the press conference. Before we go into the fight itself, what did you think of the performance against Denzel, and what chinks in the armor potentially did you see that you might be able to exploit in March?
I think you've got to give Heaney a lot of credit for the Denzel win. I've sparred Denzel a few times. I do rate him highly as a fighter, as a boxer. And whether you can put it down to Denzel having a bad night but I don't really look at it like that. I look at it, Nathan done something good enough to not let Denzel get going. So I give him massive credit for that. And I personally thought Denzel was going to win, so I was quite surprised.
So did we. Yeah.
And yeah. Nathan has a lot of strengths. I think he's quite well rounded, but I don't see anything from him that worries me. I feel like what I see, I can beat. So when I got offered the fight, I've never been so quick to say yes in my life. I'm very confident.
Yeah, what I want to touch on as well, Brad, going into this fight, you are English champion. You've got that success of winning that belt, and like Rob said, congratulations on getting that as well. It was a tough ask. It was a great stoppage in that fight. Surely going into this fight against Nathan Heaney, who hasn't blown people away out of the ring, you must be really sort of licking your lips and fancy your chances.
Yeah, definitely. It's just, I think it's funny how boxing works, obviously I respect Nathan. He's done it the same way I've done it. Worked his way up from a small hole, and he's took his chance against Bentley. But I feel like he's very beatable. I respect what he's done. He seems like a nice guy, but I just feel like I've got the beating of him. It's going to be. I think it would gel to be a really good fight, to be honest. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, and just touching on quickly, we only touched on the Mitchell Frierson fight, but fantastic stoppage on your part in what it looked like. It's quite extreme conditions with the heat in the arena. It looked like it was extremely hot. I think one of the commentators, I wasn't there, but he said that there was pores of sweat dripping off you. What was it like in that fight, and how did it feel when you finally saw that the stoppage was given to you and you won that great belt?
Honestly, it's the best feeling in the world winning in situations like that. And if I could bottle up that feeling and sell it, I would be a billionaire without a doubt. It's the pure ecstasy you can have. But for me, it was a different situation. It was the first time in my career that I got booed whilst entering the ring.
Wow.
Mitchell had sold 300 plus tickets, popular guy. I sold about 100. And it's just funny how it works, because that was my first time getting booed. and I quite sort of enjoyed it, like being the villain in a weird way. And then, little behold, I'm the villain again on March 16th, and just on a bigger scale. When they,
I think, you're going to be going into the Lions Den, that's for sure. That brings me on to my next question, actually. Obviously, Nathan's got a very loyal and quite ferocious following. You've kind of answered the question there, but you'll be reveling in it, won't you?
Yeah, it's a massive occasion. I feel like it's all energy, and it's up to you how you use that energy, whether it's for you or against you. And I've had a little taste of it, and I quite enjoyed it. And I said that straight away after the fight, but this is just on a bigger scale. I think the whole venue's going to sell out. It's going to be live on BT Sports. It's a massive occasion, and that's the stuff you get motivated for. These are the nights that you get a right buzz off and puts the extra fire in your belly in camp. So, I don't mind being the villain for the night. It's, one of those.
Yeah, 100%, mate. And I mean, the extra carrot, obviously the Lonsdale belt, of course, but representing Cornwall, the Southwest, it's not the biggest hotbed of fighters coming through. I mean, I think a few years ago when you won your first area title, it was the first time someone, a Cornishman had won a title for over 100 years. I mean, going back to where you're from with a British belt round your waist, I mean, you must be licking your lips.
Yeah, it's a mad thought, really. Like, if you think about where I'm from, I'm a little seaside town in Cornwall. Have the British Lonsdale belt there and maybe the other belt, just seems a bit abstract, doesn't it? It seems a bit strange. But stranger things have happened, and I believe it's going back there. So, yeah, it's good that I represent Cornwall every time, and I get great support. I have 150 plus Cornishmen up there. It's got nothing on Heaney, but it will do me. So yeah, it's going to be a good night.
Listen, Brad, you look at that Lonsdale belt, it gleams, doesn't it? It's probably, the English belt is very nice. Title is very nice as well, but that Lonsdale belt has got that shiny, glittery look to it. It's beautiful. It's boxing history in Britain, isn't it? And to be getting a chance to get your hands, or ripping it out of the hands of Nathan Heaney, I said earlier, you must be relishing in it. You're both really nice guys. Nathan Heaney, Brad PAULS, you seem to respect each other. I bumped into a certain Dev Sani today, actually, and I said we was talking to you, and he said, Alex, make sure that that Brad has a little bit of needle with Nathan Heaney. We need it to get going. What do you say to that? Is it going to remain like this, or is it going to get a little bit of spite between you?
On my part, there won't be any spite. I think you are who you are, and if you try and pretend to be this person who has beef and aggression, people see right through it sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't think it goes to, and I think from what I've seen of Nathan, we're quite similar, really. Yeah, quite similar in personality. We're both sort of humble, both sort of represent where we're from. I don't see it changing. And you know what? Sometimes you don't need the beef with certain fights.
I agree.
Fights are just good enough, and I like to do it in the ring. So, and I think he's the same. So I don't think we need all the extra stuff.
No, I do agree.
You know what? Before this chat, Alex said he was going to ask you about what Dev had said today, and I said, "You ain't getting anything out of him."
Listen, Brad, just quick one. You mentioned about nutrition. I've got to say, in your last fight, you looked fantastic in there, like at the weight. How did that come about, and what's happened? Have you had a little bit of a change in terms of nutrition?
Yeah, I think the longer you go on, and you need to find ways to add percentages to yourself, and it's a game of percentages in the sport, and it's very fine margins at the top. And a nutritionist, genuinely, I feel he's added 10-15%, and he's called Jack Coke Nutrition, and he's got a few good fighters, and you can think you do everything well, but there's always more to learn and more to do. And how I felt on the night compared to how I normally feel was a massive difference. And do you know what? I just wish I'd done it sooner, to be honest, but it's one of those things.
Yeah, I mean, that moving on to, obviously, you got the nutrition side of things nailed down by the sounds of it. How's camp? Healthy, fit, going well?
Yeah. Typical thing with boxers say, best camp of my life and that. But, It is really, and you know what, a good thing I can say about them is they told me before Christmas about this fight. So they give me loads and loads and loads of notice. No 6-week jobby. They give me plenty of notice. So I grafted my ass off through Christmas and since been back. No surprises and no excuses. It's up to me to go and perform. And I've had a nice long camp. I like them and I feel good and I'm excited. I've got the fire in my belly. There's so much to gain from this fight and snakes and ladders. One man can change everything.
Yeah, and just to look at the middleweight division, Brad, in the UK. In the UK alone, it's a fantastic division, isn't it? It's extremely. There's a pool of extreme talent in there, but it's one of those divisions. If you can get that sort of victory, or you can grab the Lonsdale belts, there's so many opportunities, isn't there? We saw Denzel Bentley get a world title shot against Janabek after a couple of defences of his British title. Are you looking forward, or are you firmly fixed on Nathan Heaney?
But I'm obviously firmly fixed on Nathan. If I don't beat him, nothing else happens after. So, but I am aware of the division. I keep an eye on it, and I know that beating Heaney, then it will set me up with fights with like Shiraz and possibly Bentley. And it's a deep division, and there's loads of good fights out there. So it only counts when I win against Heaney. So win first, and then there's plenty of options.
I think being on that show as well, obviously a Queensbury show, all those guys you just mentioned there are all under the same banner as well. So you would like to think they'd be easy to make. But yeah, I completely understand, laser focus on Nathan. I've got to say as well, headlining one of the best cards I've seen in a good while, a domestic card. Just a nod to that card. Any of those fights on there that you like the look of?
Yeah, quite a lot of them, to be honest. And it's really strange coming from Small Hall and then all of a sudden there's Joe Joyce on my undercard. And he's a really nice bloke. And it was funny sitting next to Frank and Joe Joyce. It's all felt a bit crazy. But yeah, I think it's stacked from top to bottom. And that's why the whole venue's selling out. It's been a struggle for me to get tickets to sell. They're selling out so fast. And I just hope the changing rooms have a TV in them so I can actually watch some of the fight.
Well, we really like the McCann and Strand fight. Who have you got in that one?
I'm gonna have to edge with McCann. I do rate him highly. He looks horrible to box. Yeah, I'd edge towards him. And then say with the Joyce fight, you got edge towards him. There's a good English heavyweight title fight on there as well. It's a massive card to be part of, and I'm not sure if a main event, but just being part of it is massive.
Well, listen, Brad, you more than deserve to be there. You've had, the ups and downs of the boxing career. You're now English middleweight champion. You've got that beautiful belt and a great opportunity of grabbing this Lonsdale belt as well. Brad, before we let you go, anything you want to say to the fans, people listening to the podcast?
Yeah, just massive thanks to everyone who supports. It really means the world to us boxers. That really gets you motivated. And tune in on March the 16th. Some more history to be made for Cornwall. And big love.
Good man. Well, we're looking to be hopefully ringside on the night as well. So we'll come and grab an interview afterwards. And you never know, with that belt round your waist.
Yeah, man. See me after. We'll get pictures with the new belt.